Fiftir and Skogstad playing third, fourth, and skip is Rostein Stordal. That's how they've been getting on so far. Yeah, very tough journey for them, but starting to find some form. And he could still make trouble for the team throwing yellow stones and wearing the white uniforms today. From left to right, lead thrower is Oyuna Uranchemeg, second thrower Dan Rose, third thrower Matthew Thumbs, fourth and skip is Sean O'Neill. That's how the US have been doing. They have one more win than Norway. They are on 3 wins at the moment. And depending on how other results go, still a possibility for the US to qualify. And their fans have been super vocal the whole time. Both teams very well supported. Everyone loves their curling. The stadium's been busy the whole week. That's how we're looking so far. So Canada and China already qualified for semi-finals, and there is a whole pack of teams chasing. They can all affect each other's outcomes here. So every game still absolutely critical. Here is Peter Dahlman. He is the coach for the Norwegian foursome. And at the other end, let's say hello to the American coach. That is Claire Moores. Looks more like Pete Annis to me, though. Ice conditions, perfect for curling. Curling ice, not like skating ice. It's typically harder and colder curling ice, so the ice crew has been working overnights. It can be hard to keep the ice conditions consistent in the arena. The air currents swirling around and the audience coming in and out. So a big thank you to our ice crews who have not had much sleep for the past 10 days. Our first end is underway. It is Ingrid Djupskas leading us off. The USA has the little hammer in the graphic next to their flag. That means it's the US who will be throwing last stone in this first end. How is that decided? Well, prior to this game, the teams have a few minutes practice just to get the feel for the ice.
Here we go.
Get themselves into the rhythm already. And at the conclusion of that practice, both teams throw 2 shots towards the centre. We nominate 2 players. One will throw a stone with clockwise curl. One will throw a stone with anti-clockwise curl. And whoever is cumulatively closer with their 2 stones, they win last stone advantage in this first end. So for this game, that was the US. That is why they have the hammer. They will bring down the hammer on the first end. They have the last stone advantage, and we're seeing a conservative start here. Norway on 2 wins at the moment. They will not be able to qualify for semi-finals this time. USA on 3 wins. And depending on how other results go, they may still have a chance. I have never seen a team on 6 wins fail to qualify. And fairly often, the 4th place can be grabbed by a team on 5 wins out of 9. So still all to play for this US team.
I think you got it. Yeah. You got a lot of weight on it, so. 9-4.
A highly conservative start here. And that shows the respect between both teams. Both teams do not want to get in a muddle in this first end. The easiest way to get in a muddle is to have loads of stones in play, guards out front, stones in the rings. So the easiest way to stay out of a muddle is to just keep things clear. First throw of the game for Ole Fredrik Sivertsen.
8-6.
And a conservative first end like this can simultaneously settle the nerves, because you just play some fairly straightforward stones. There's nothing in your way, nothing blocking the path. Objectively, pretty clear. But if you're the one who gets a miss in this first end, then all of a sudden your opposition gets two and you feel really silly. First throw of the game for Dan Rose. He's the newest in the US team. We'll go through both teams' records. And fitting right in with a lovely hit and stick. Objectives for our first end here. You'll be getting used to this by now. No score. Plenty of ends to go. We play 8 ends in wheelchair curling. Neither team wants to give up a big score here. But particularly Norway, without last stone, they don't want to let the US have a chance to build points here, jump out to an early lead, and that's why we see Norway starting this game conservatively. The easiest way to neutralise your opposition is to remove their stones. No yellow stones equals no yellow points. And the US happy to play along here. They could switch up their tactics, the US. They could say, well, you know what, with our last stone advantage here, we could maybe put a stone out front, put another stone in the rings, get close to that red. But that would be a fairly aggressive start for the US. They also don't want to give up points here in the first end. So both teams happy with a conservative sort of start. Let's just settle the nerves, play a couple of nice clean shots each, settle into this game. The fans in the arena here, they have brought a magical atmosphere throughout the whole Paralympic Winter Games. First throw for Geir Arne Skogstad, and no problem for him either.
Good.
His counterpart from the US, Matthew Jones. Nice careful throw from him. Ooh, that's exactly what I said, though.
It's not curling out there.
Indeed,
I think maybe just outside edge broom.
No, I heard Matthew Jones saying did not curl much that stone. It wasn't a huge weight, actually. The faster the stone is going, the less it will curl over this 45-metre sheet. So not a disaster for the US. They still have last stone. But that does give an early opportunity to Norway to put a second red into play and put a little bit of pressure early on to the US team. Some target practice then for Geir Arne Skogstad. Typically it's this kind of shot. So drawing towards the centre, getting stones in the rings. These days, With modern ice and modern tactics, that's the kind of shot that will win you games. Long ago, in the 1980s and the 1990s, it was very defensive style. It was big hits all over the shop. But various changes have encouraged more aggressive play, more stones in play. And it's always nice to just have an open throw, an open draw to the house. Land a stone in the rings, just make sure you've still got that weight in the muscle memory. And that's more like it. Lovely throw from Matthew Jones. Those two reds just finding themselves a bit too close together. And the closer your stones are together, the easier it is to remove them with one throw. A little ripple of aggressive play there. And now we're back to being quite defensive. No problem for Jostein Stordal. That red is just going to hang on. Not too important for Norway if he did roll out. So that red just hanging on. If there's a red still hanging around, so we will see the US just want to remove it. If that red had rolled out, then we would simply see a target practice for the US, just putting a stone into play. Into the rings there.
I got you. Right. I got you.
Sean O'Neill, fourth and skip for the team from US. The 8th player to throw his first stone in this game. This is some very accurate shots from everyone in this first end.
Doesn't seem like it's curling so
Very much a confidence game, curling. You really need to keep your confidence good. And this is exactly the kind of start for all the players to just feel settled into this game. A nice tidy start here in this first end. Job done for Jostein Stordal and Norway. Their objective in this first end, remember, we just don't want to let the US score a lot of points. Now, since the US has last stone,
and that's like
they
3
have
more inches of ice.
one last stone.
Okay, a little more.
Therefore, scoring 1 point with your one last stone is typically
It's like about a broom head more
possible.
of ice than last time, so that should be good to get that roll.
Yep.
So oftentimes
I
little
gotcha.
Norway can do to prevent the US scoring 1 point with their one last stone, should they wish to. Norway really just trying to make sure they can't get any more than that.
Oh no.
Here coming,
It's just a little out.
big throw again. Oh dear.
One red.
That's what I said at the beginning, yeah.
Yeah, just touch
It's simultaneously
Take that one.
a defensive approach. Just trying to remove opposition stones, but even being a little overcautious there, the US. We'll come back to why the US didn't really want to score 1 point. But it looks like they were a bit too focused on rolling out before actually hitting. So, rather by surprise, that was a stolen point. 1 point to Norway. Without last stone, they lead the US 1-0.
Ja, det bare sånn. Hva du sa nå? Ja. I pausen så fikk jeg et... Ja, nå kjør på. 1, 2, 3, oi!
Sorry, we'll get the next one.
That's the situation as we go into end 2. For the very last stone of the first end, it was an uncharacteristic miss from the US and a steal of 1 point to Norway. Ingrid Djupskas then leading us off again in the second end. Same start from her. That's the conservative start. And that looks like an aggressive start, putting a stone right in the middle there. Right, Djupskas has done.
5-0.
Why is that not such an aggressive start? Well, that area in the rings there, if the US want to, and we saw this in the first end, they can remove stones in the rings at any time in the 4-person format. This area out front that Oyuna Uranshimeg, she's aiming for.
I feel like I gotta yell it when you guys are fighting. I know. Nice and tight.
Oh, is it going to stop? Oh, I think that is just touching the rings. That could be a shot that's actually in the house. But that area in front of the rings, in front of the house, that's the free guard zone. And you cannot remove opposition stones from that zone. So all that white area outside, in front of the rings, up to that tee line. And that's the free guard zone. And any stone there is protected for 5 stones. Opposition cannot remove it. So actually a stone there is the most aggressive of all. At this early stage though, it's Norway who are +1. It's up to the US with last stone. They have the last stone advantage. It's really up to them to try to dictate what goes on in this end, try to dictate strategy, set the end up for scoring or not. That is very good throwing from Ingrid Djupskas.
Here we go!
Objectives have not really changed since the first end. It is still the US who has last stone. They have hammer. So it is still Norway trying to prevent the US from being able to score a bunch of points.
Right there is good. Right there is good. Right there is good. Come on, pop. All right. We can deal with that.
Yeah, that's fine from Oyuna Uranshimeg. We can deal with that. Important is that there are now 2 dangerous yellows out front there. So she doesn't quite get the angle to move both reds out of play.
Right there's good. Come on, pop. All right. Andra vägen ifrån.
That's Claire Moores. That's more like it. She is the team coach. Pete Annis, he is the national coach for wheelchair curling in US. We saw him also in the mixed doubles event, where the US also has a team, or had a team. We concluded that event yesterday. What are Norway doing then? They already have a stone right in the centre there, right on top of the Paralympic Winter Games logo. If the US wants to score any points here, then at some stage they will have to do something about that red. And currently, quite difficult to do something about that red. There are a couple of stones out front in the way. So this is good play from Norway. They are not allowing the US to build up points, get yellow stones into play. Norway getting to the centre first and blocking it up. Dan Rose and Skip. Sean O'Neill,
Clip it.
pretty new in this US
That's all
lineup.
right. Come on, hit it. Ah,
Oh,
Give me. What's time?
11-6.
Okay, all right, a little light.
very unlucky for Dan Rose there.
We're peeling with the next one.
I could have peeled with that one.
He just
Yeah.
wanted to sneak around that red guard.
Could have peeled with the first one.
Just catches on. Here it comes.
Come on, hit it.
Oh, that just half a centimetre.
6.
Okay, all right, a little light.
He just wanted to sneak around that red guard and just connect with his own yellow stone. Just punch that into the rings. Make a bit of space on that centre line. That's unlucky for him. Now you may be thinking at home, why didn't they put some sweepers there? Some sweepers would have helped with holding that stone a bit straighter, and you're right. But of course in wheelchair curling, the most obvious difference between wheelchair and foot curling is that we don't have sweepers here in wheelchair. And you would be absolutely right to conclude that that increases the level of difficulty in every stone in wheelchair curling. To achieve the same accuracy in wheelchair curling as in foot curling, it is objectively more difficult. And that's something to really keep in mind. We'll be talking about the game accuracy and the tournament accuracy of players, but it's critical to keep in mind that those percentages do not really take into account that there are higher degrees of difficulty for every shot in wheelchair curling. It is more difficult to achieve that same accuracy as the foot players. And we've seen a few shots where I would love to just drop a couple of sweepers down onto the ice and get them to sweep a stone past a guard. Dan Rose having his second shot here.
8-8.
Removing one red out of play, rolling out himself. That's important too. He doesn't really want to leave yellows lying so far ahead of the rings there. That won't help the US.
First one, before it piles up
Now
there.
we know they're gonna just sack them.
Same drill for Norway though. They have that red still hanging around in the centre, and they just want to block access, make life difficult for the US to score. Well, goodness, that is quite the statement of intent from Norway. That is a lovely throw from Bjørn Skogstad. Without any sweepers, he lands it right in front of his own red. Oh, gosh. The second end looking very difficult for the US at this point.
No.
Yeah, give you minimum room.
The universal signal for let's make space.
What do you like?
Indicate the mess. Just bring your arms out wide.
I could just run the red back and blow up the front.
I like that.
I like that.
Like same turn Dan through.
And if I bang bang, that's great.
Agreed. Okay.
Open it up.
I like it.
Yeah, rip that.
Small discussion then
Gonna run it, try to get something out of it.
You got
between
it.
Matthew Toombs and Sean
Okay.
O'Neill.
What?
Yeah, we need to get something out of this. We need to make some kind of space.
9. You got it.
At the moment, there are two reds
his back.
locked onto that centre.
Here we go, Matt. Here we go.
Another thing to
Line
remember
looks pretty
here in
good.
wheelchair curling is that all this power
It's feeling.
for a
Not
stone
moving at
at
all.
speed like this, all that power has to come from
8-9,
upper
the way
body
it's
strength
I think
only.
that first rock is straight.
Yeah. Yeah, because that's like 2 that it's just.
Yeah.
But we'll have to remember that tightened up. Just when we throw that 9, just basically.
I'm
put
not a wheelchair user,
half a broom off where
I'm
we
a foot
wanna hit
player.
it.
And all of the power for my shots really comes from leg drive. So I'm driving out of the hat using the big quadricep muscles in the legs. So much easier for me to throw a stone at weight. And in wheelchair, all that power coming only from upper body, and that is an added degree of difficulty again, as well as having nobody to sweep once that stone is on its way. No sweepers to help it along.
Hard on, man. Come on.
Norway know this line perfectly. They know the path of their stones, just piling towards that centre line. And the US needs to just keep focus here, not get intimidated or lose confidence. Yeah, we just need to keep making space. You need to make space in the middle, US.
It's either this again or run this into him.
No.
Either I blow the front up or I can try running. What do you want? I'll hit your broom whatever you give me.
You like what?
I can run the yellow if you want.
I like the run.
Okay.
Well, I don't. I think this is the kind of shot you would attempt with your last throw if you have no other option. If you get this wrong, you are in all kinds of trouble in the second end.
Should have went down there right away.
Of course, if you're making your shots,
Where do I gotta hit it?
then everything's a good idea.
You got this.
But this stone, this idea, for me, much higher risk than just trying to keep that centre open, try to give yourselves a chance to score something. You don't have to be in a shot position, in a scoring position after every throw. You need to be in scoring position after the 8th throw. You don't even need to be in scoring position after the 7th throw. You have 7 build-up stones to finish everything with your 8th.
Stay there. Stay.
Stay out.
Stay out. Stay.
You hear the team rolling the stone down the ice. And, well, that just shows me, as I said, if you're making your shots, everything's a good idea. High risk, high reward for the US. That is a superb throw from Matthew Sums. Yeah, he's delighted. A courageous call, and he is rewarded by springing both of those reds out to the centre and having a lovely yellow now replacing it.
Han prøver å fryse opp på han. Han var lei.
Jeg trodde ikke det var slått andre veien. Det er mer å gjemme seg på der.
Ja.
Det var mye bedre å dra den veien der.
Not the end of the world, though, for Norway. They were already +1. Remember, their objective in the second end is simply to stop the US scoring a lot of points. At the moment, US scoring 1 point. And that's actually fine for Norway. That would simply level the score, and Norway would have last on advantage again. Just coming up a little bit shorter than Norway wanted. It's found a decent spot. That means that the path to the centre on the anti-clockwise handle is now blocked by that red. And we see the US going straight over to the other side of the sheet.
You just want to stay like top 8 up there?
Yeah.
Do you think they're gonna,
just like
he's gonna attack that one up?
I do.
Definitely space, though, for the US now to pile a second yellow in on top of that first.
It's dead even with that. Or there's not really a roll.
Wonder throw from that man on your screen, Matthew Sums.
Yeah, I don't mind. Yeah, let's go like 3-8.
Yep.
Really getting his side out of trouble in the second
I
end.
think 3-5 is good.
Okay.
Yeah, 3-5.
I gotcha.
Lovely smooth delivery from Sean O'Neill. The skip of the US team, quite new to the US setup. This is his
4-3.
first competition
Get there.
at this international level for he and Dan Rose. But haven't they settled in as if they were always here?
Good though. I mean, like, another half second out of them. Yeah. You got this.
They've found a good constellation, this US team. They've had good success playing warm-up tournaments the past season.
Hvem har siste? Midten blir ledig.
Ja, greit, jeg er enig. Bra. Vil ikke slå den rett ned på henne? Nei? Vi kan jo ligge 4. Vi kan jo ligge 4.
Nei, 3 blir det.
Ja, 3 da. Slå på den ned der.
Den skjuter går ut.
Ja, men vi får et 3 for det. Jeg har et 3 lose.
Ja, hvis han treffer riktig, ja. Og da er midten åpen. Eller dra igjen.
Vi skal prøve. Skal treffe den der. Ja. Nå.
Treffer her på nulle.
Han kan ikke få mer enn 2 uansett.
Question really is,
Ja, jeg prøver.
does Norway want to take a bit of a risk and try and do something about that yellow? The red in the front ring there, the one in the blue ring towards the top of our picture. Certainly you could try and punch that red back onto yellow and then you would be lying a whole heap of reds. The risk is, if you don't make that shot, then you are opening up a path to the centre for a second yellow. So that would be what the discussion was about, I would think. I don't really know much Norwegian. The other option would be simply to maybe just punch that red forward at a slower weight, at T weight, just punch it right onto the centre. And then at least you would be also just closing down the scoring area for a second yellow. Oh, this is coming at pace. Oh, he's done it though.
Thanks.
That is good work from highly experienced Norwegian skip Jostein Stordal. Red onto yellow. Doesn't quite stick the shooter. But removing that yellow and those 2 reds that are still in the rings, they are lying first and second shot.
There you go.
So all kinds of spectacular shots going on in this second end. The momentum going backwards and forwards, but finally, with last throw of the second end, there are 2 reds currently scoring. If your life depended on it, there's probably a double takeout, but it's very difficult. And at this early stage, indeed, the best idea for the US is to just accept, okay, good play from you, Norway.
No, stay there, stay there, stay
Let's
there.
just try to score one yellow point here.
It's good.
Well, this needs to connect with something.
Stay.
He doesn't want it to curl.
Kidding me?
Oh,
All right.
that is a shame
Try it.
for Sean O'Neill.
All right, it's a little light on that one.
Yeah, deciding that he's been playing the higher weight so far in this game, and that's absolutely a legitimate decision to say, you know what, it's easier for me. I've been playing the higher weight so far. I just want to play a high weight and hit and stick on that red, but curling too much.
Okay, da frister det, altså.
Ja, jeg gjør det. Okidok.
That is another steal to Norway. They scored 2 points in that second end, and it is 3-0 to Norway over the US.
Ja, greit det. 3-5. 3-5. Ok. Kjør på.
Yeah, 100%.
Sounds good. All right. All good. You got it.
You got this, Sean.
Oh, yeah.
That's where we are. We are up in the mountains in Cortina d'Ampezzo. That is the Cortina Curling Olympic Stadium. We are about to go into the third end of our featured game. It is Norway leading the US 3-0. Same tactics then for Norway. It is Ingrid Dubskas just dropping a red stone in the rings there. Norway 3 points ahead. And it is still the US who have last stone, so it is still the US who really need to build something in this end. Norway quite content. They don't need to take risks at the moment. They have a cushion of 3 points. And it's really the US who has to do the work here. They have to take a couple risks. And that's a good start from Ayuna Goranshemeg. That yellow just thrown by her at the top of our screen. That is protected by free guard zone. Norway not allowed to remove that stone out of play until 5 stones have been thrown. This looks good again from Ingrid Dubskas. She is having a superb game. If you ever are playing at the club and you think either, oh, you know, lead doesn't really matter, or you don't need to be very good to play lead, well, watch that lady there, Ingrid Dubskas. It is hard to overstate how much easier she is making her teammates' lives by putting those nice 2 red stones up every single end. As we said, if the US wants to score any points, then at some stage they need to do something about those reds that she is consistently dropping in the rings in scoring position.
Stay right there. Stay right there. Stay right there.
That's a lovely throw from Ayuna Goranshemeg, though, removing one of the reds and just rolling away from the centre. We've seen Norway very effectively playing towards the centre, blocking up that path towards the middle there. And with that lovely throw from Ayuna Goranshemeg, now finally starting to ask the question of Norway. Norway could continue to throw stones towards the centre, but that would be higher risk. The more conservative approach to prevent US scoring is to just try to remove their stones. So no trouble for the Norwegian second thrower, Ole Fredrik Sivertsen. But critically for the US, what they have done is they have finally got Norway to stop playing towards the centre and taken the game to the side of the sheet. That's good for the US. That means that there is finally not a second Norwegian counter blocking up the middle, and that means that the US can bring that corner guard. Still protected by free guard zone until now. They can bring that back into play.
Get there.
4-6.
All right. A little late.
4-6, Dan.
Gotcha.
So a little light from Dan Rose, as his teammate said, but it's no use too long. A stone that's too long, too heavy, that ends up out of play behind the back line. That stone's gone. You can't use it again. The tolerance for that shot then, definitely a bit short is better than a bit too long. The only stones that can cause trouble for Norway are those guards out front. So again, Norway just keeping things conservative, keeping things tidy, removing US stones from play. That is the most straightforward way to prevent US from scoring.
Here we go.
Same idea for the US. This looks good. Oh, squeaking around that guard by nothing at all. That is a lovely throw from Dan Rose.
Still sticking out the other side. It is?
Yeah, it's
3-3. Ah.
Goodbye.
3-3.
Goodbye.
Just holding his breath. But yeah, the ice so curly that it's actually curled a bit out the other side of that guard. Norway may be able to see it, but this is better from the US. You can already see quite a difference in this third end. Not so many Norwegian stones blocking up that centre path. And the US creating a bit more danger away from centre. So this is in the right direction for the US. But that not finding his target. Skogstad there. Big opportunity then for the US.
I can see all of it. From this way? Yeah, maybe Christmas tree it?
Yeah, I like that.
I like that, maybe like...
Now, what on earth are they talking about? Let's Christmas tree it. Let's see if I can explain this one.
I still think out here maybe that 3-3 will be good. I think so. Yeah, I like it.
The idea of the Christmas tree is, if you imagine drawing a Christmas tree on a piece of paper with its pointy branches at either side, and now imagine putting a little round bauble on the end of those pointy branches, and they create kind of a diagonal line of round little baubles.
Like a line.
And that is exactly what Matthew Thomas is trying to create at the other end with his yellow stones. He wants to create a diagonal line of yellow stones. I'm not sure when we started calling this Christmas tree, but you will hear it all over the place. So he doesn't quite manage that. But again, that's the tolerance for that shot. A stone that was too heavy, that won't help.
Yeah, 4-3. So
two guards out front,
go that way, right?
that's fine.
Yeah.
There is the very slimmest of gaps between those two yellows that Norway reckon they can thread that needle. We have a highly excitable crowd in for this session, and oh, so close. And that is unlucky that he spun a second US stone into the rings there. That would be a very difficult shot to do with leg drive and with sweepers to help.
If they hit this way, I don't know. Yeah,
but a little bit unlucky for Norway with the result there, that spinning a second yellow in.
3-5, 3-8, keep it up top.
Saving grace is that their own red is behind it, and difficult for the US to remove, but importantly for the US, this is more like it from them. Now they're starting to build an end, they're starting to keep yellows in play.
Line looks great. 3-7, Matt. It's looking real
Come
nice.
on, get there. Get there.
And again, that's fine. He did want it a little bit closer, a little bit further into the rings.
What was the time on that?
But importantly,
3-5.
is the stone set up here.
Oh,
All of those yellows in the rings, they're all ahead of the centre, ahead of T-line.
Agatha.
And that means all of those yellows are in dangerous positions for Norway. And if the US could find a way to get to that red, that lonely little red at the back there, they have a whole heap of yellows lying around waiting to score points for them.
Parallelt med linjen.
So a little bit of danger building for Norway. And as we said, the simplest way to remove danger is to remove stones. Oh boy. What a throw from Jostein Stordal, the Norwegian skip. Some superb shot making early in this game already. And a modest little raise of his hand.
Of course, he 3-5, I think.
Neutralises this end in one throw.
10?
Oh, you're going after it? Yeah.
Or draw.
I like it.
10, right?
Oh, yeah. No,
Yeah,
draw.
again.
Have a hammer, draw.
Yeah, I think I prefer the draw here.
Up top.
Okay. We're biting up top.
10?
Yeah.
Or you want draw?
I think the draw is the safer shot here, US. If anything goes wrong with this shot,
I think
and it's not an easy one.
Yeah, touch more. Yeah.
Touch more? I don't think more.
That's good.
I don't think you can get two from here if anything goes wrong with the shot. I think this is the lower percentage shot. It has a lower chance of working. Playing the draw would get a second yellow into play. Put more pressure on Norway.
Good line.
But the last time I said that,
Curl. Curl.
the US quickly proved me wrong.
Curl.
A little bit more.
Curl.
A little bit more. Oh, no, 9-5.
All right. All right.
Not this time though.
Dennis.
And guess what? Your final yellow.
That was 9-5. So it's still.
Final yellow still in play. Has about 15 seconds before Norway are going to get rid of it. Yeah, Norway doesn't need to score points here. It might feel a bit counterintuitive to remove that yellow out front there. That is the right shot.
Eller bare dra hit, eller splitte på den.
Ja, jeg kan ta den her rettest.
Ja,
Gi meg en fot da.
sånn.
Ja.
With my loosey-goosey grasp of Norwegian,
Jeg vil slå ut den gule, for den her er toer.
they were discussing whether to get a second red into play. That is the other way of responding to this situation. The red behind Geir Arne Skogstad.
Yep.
That's currently in a scoring position, so it may feel a bit counterintuitive to remove this yellow, which is sitting beautifully in front of that red. So why are we doing this? Well, if you remove that yellow, then no way for the US to score more than 1 point. And then the overall score would be 3-1. And you get last zone advantage back. So this is, for me, exactly the right call. The other option, putting a second red into play. If that stone goes wrong, you may lose 2 yellows, but this way you can only ever lose 1. I think this is a better idea at this stage in the game. There we go, no yellows. The only possibility to score is with this last throw from the US. And I think that was the safest way of meeting objectives for Norway in this third end. No possibility for the US to score 2.
So that broom's going to be real good.
Job done.
Same room as last time.
Yep. All right, you just need the 9. Give yourself a little more stick. You don't got to overthrow. You got this, Sean. All right, I got you. Keep going. Come on, curl.
Curl, they see.
I'll take that.
All right, we'll take the 1. That's all right.
We'll take the 1, says the US. It sounds like what they wanted to do was blank the end. We'll talk about that in a second.
Sometimes you just need one.
But yeah, I think that's a fair comment there. Sometimes let's just put 1 on the board, steady the ship.
I'll take that.
All right, we'll take the 1.
There's a score of 1 yellow. And that means the overall score.
All day, all right? Oh, I see. Absolutely.
For 3 ends then, our overall game score is confirmed as Norway 3, US 1.
These in the 9.
Flood the middle, run it up on him.
Good.
Go 8 for 8.
All right.
3.
USA.
I'm not even by you for a second. Yeah.
Good work from that lady in the crowd.
Hey, Sean.
She's all dressed with her US clothes and bringing a flag. She will be happy to see a point on the board. It is 3-1 going into the 4th.
Shot clock whenever you're ready.
Here we go.
15. It's looking real good. I didn't get a time for you, but I think you got it spot on.
I know that.
For the first time then,
Really nice, or you not?
it is the US who are throwing
Right
first.
on the center
It is
line.
Norway
Great shot.
who have last stone advantage. The little hammer now next to Norway's flag on our graphic. And US, both lead players actually, both Oyuna Oranchemeg and Ingrid Duskpass. They're both having a super game. And Oyuna Oranchemeg, she could hardly have just gone up and placed that stone any better. It is splitting that centre line. It is protected by free guard zone. Norway not allowed to move that yellow out of play until 5 stones have been thrown. And a slight look of concern from Ingrid Duskpass. I'm sure it's not needed. She has been playing beautifully and continues to. That red just popping out the other side. As we said, the ice is so curly. That's modern ice. It's very fast. And it's very curly. So yeah, that stone, perfect weight. Exactly reaching the tee line. Yeah, a modest little smile from Ingrid Duskpass. Most, if not all, of that red stone, though, visible to the US.
Here we go.
Stay out, says Dan Rose. That is really unfortunate for Oyuna Oranchemeg. Again, if I could have magicked a couple of sweepers for her, I am sure we could have got that stone to its target. But that is really unlucky for her, removing her own beautiful guard. That is a pity, and that hands a bit of an advantage to Norway here. We play 8 ends here in wheelchair curling. At the end of this 4th end, we shall have a half-time break where the teams can sit together, talk to their coaches, take a deep breath, take on some water, that sort of thing. So what are our objectives in this fourth end? Well, it's getting more complicated now. It is Norway who have last stone, so they are interested in getting points.
Top 12 is fine.
The objective for the US, not quite so straightforward as it has been for Norway without last stone, and that is because Norway are now 3-1 ahead. So the US objective is
for a guard, right?
a little bit more complicated than preventing Norway from scoring. Not only do they wish to prevent Norway from scoring, they would be pretty happy to get another point or two on the board as well, if possible. And that means they kind of simultaneously want to be aggressive to try to get a point for themselves and defensive to prevent Norway scoring. So that's fine there. That's why we see a shot like this from the US. It would be easy for the US to throw another stone at that red, right in the middle in the green 4-foot circle. That would be an easy shot for the US. But it suits the US to keep stones in play, put a stone out front. That's the stone the US can hide behind. Their best way of trying to grab a point in this fourth end is to get some stones out front and hide behind them, and oh dear, that's terribly unlucky.
Er ikke vi lagd opp i stille da?
Picking off his own nice stone that was in the house and that yellow hanging around. That is frightfully unlucky for Norway. But the saving grace is that they do have last stone.
You guys liking the 3-3, 3-5?
I would not expect that yellow to be
3-5 is good, actually.
so important
3-5.
at the conclusion of this end. What we are seeing is it's now the US trying to direct play towards the centre of the ice. Their best chance of grabbing a point or two here
Come on.
is keeping those stones out front. Doesn't really matter that they're red stones. Sneak a yellow in behind them. And that asks the question of Norway. So again, that one coming up a bit short, but that is still the tolerance for this shot. A stone that's too long, that's gone. We can't use it again. A stone that's a little bit too short, that's a stone we can use. Terrifically unlucky result for Ole Fredrik Sivertsen with his first throw. And looking to just replace that red that was in a scoring position. Oh, this is curling though, this is curling though. Oh, and here is why that yellow that was just a little bit short for Dan Rose. Look how useful it's suddenly become.
On to the 6. On to the 6.
A stone that's a little bit shorter is always dangerous. That's what can happen.
This is that straighter rock.
Really for the first time in the game then, danger building for Norway.
3-0.
Here we go!
That's like center in on it, maybe?
Are you sure?
It's holding though. I got 2-4.
This is nice from the US.
Oh,
He needs to stop now though.
Don't do that. We don't need that kind of excitement.
All right, all right. I don't know what's going on. I had a spasm.
This US team, really always fun to watch.
Spasm and I frickin'.
Very gracious team. His line is perfect, just sneaking in behind the guard.
Don't do that. We don't need that kind of excitement.
All right, all
But
right.
yeah, we don't want that to slip on too far, so it's just going to hang on. And each of those yellow stones, they're all quite far away from the centre, but each of them putting pressure on Norway now. Playing against 3 opposition stones is never easy, no matter where they are. Yeah, this stone is coming in at pace. This needs to either connect with that yellow or slow down a bit. It has connected with the yellow. Danger not over though for Norway. Still plenty of space for the US to try to get more yellows into play.
Here we go.
The US really finding their rhythm now as we approach the halfway in our featured game.
Like that.
They are on 3 wins, the US. It is mathematically possible for them to score. They can get to 5 wins overall. And that, sometimes that can be enough to qualify for semi-finals.
Little light.
It's 4.
Let's capitalize.
Definitely the most aggressive end we've had so far, this 4th end. And all of that coming from that lovely first throw of Oyuna Uranchimeg. Putting a guard into play. Trying to keep stones in play. Oh, is it a good line though? Oh, it's just caught the edge of that yellow out front there. But he had exactly the right weight, and that means even though it took a bit of a redirection, that red has found a good spot. There it is in the front 12 foot.
You got this.
Even a
3-0 will be good.
A highly metric country like Norway,
13 like 3. 13 like
Canada,
3-2.
you will still hear them talking about
His was a true 7 that went all the way down in the back.
the 12 foot, the 8 foot and the 4 foot circles in curling. Curling invented hundreds of years ago, long before metric system. And at some point you've committed to a terminology and that's it. So that blue circle, that is 12 feet in diameter. The white circle is 8, the green circle is 4. And they don't mean anything, the colours. You don't get better points if your stones are in the green, in the 4 foot, rather than in the blue 12 foot circle. It's just to help your eyes. But also you will hear a lot of number talk in curling.
A little bump there again.
And that's decoding one aspect of it. We're talking about the diameter of the rings.
3-6. Alright. Alright. You just maybe touch more ice.
And that is not what Sean O'Neill wanted.
All good.
All right.
Double objective for US at the moment.
See what happened here.
They don't really want to let Norway score many more points, otherwise Norway starts to get a bit too far ahead of them. And they would love to grab a point or 2 back for themselves, and really they could not ask for a better setup to do so. There is tons of stones out front. There we are. Big wall of stones there on the left of the centre line, and that's a costly miss for the US. They really wanted to get a stone in behind there and put the pressure back on Norway.
Bra linje!
And Norway then utilise that big wall of guards out front. Well, he has covered the hole, Jostein Stordal. Is he in cover, behind cover though? He really wants to be hiding in behind all those stones. That will be the best protection for that shot.
Last one was a 3-6.
He mostly is.
All right, you got this, Sean.
Difficult then for US to access
A
here.
little less.
As we said, that was a costly miss from the US. That's exactly what they wanted to do with Sean O'Neill's previous throw. And he needs a good one here. Sean O'Neill.
I got you.
Critical is to prevent Norway getting too far ahead. That's the first objective. If Norway score 1, not the end of the world. But they're currently lying a hatful. This needs to be good from Sean O'Neill. He wanted to curl, he wanted to keep curling, keep curling, keep curling. That is a wonderful throw from the US skipper.
I think there's still one. There's still one.
There's still one. Yeah.
Okay.
They are still 1, but yeah, this really is quite a game changer. Norway were lying 3 reds. They're now only lying 1.
I think there's still one.
And pretty difficult to remove that yellow just thrown by Sean O'Neill. Yeah, if you punch that yellow, it just goes straight back onto the red. And then the red wouldn't be scoring anymore.
Yeah. Oh, really?
And that is a really excellent insurance shot from the US skipper. First objective, don't let Norway get too far ahead, and indeed Norway recognising the danger in the centre, that situation, and going nowhere near it. They are happy to simply get 1 onto the board. A score of 1 red, just leaving that well alone. Being very conservative, and a score of 1 to Norway. That makes it the half-time, the overall score.
Yeah.
It will be Norway 4, the US 1.
You almost popped the back far enough.
Information there as we go into the halfway break. Both teams have a chance to talk to their coaches.
Good one to finish.
After the 4th end, it is Norway 4, US 1.
It is loud in here. So
Yeah.
how are we making sure that we're connecting, right?
Eye contact. Even us three in the back have to yell at each other to say anything.
A lot of eye contact on high fives.
Yeah.
I'm still talking through, like you said, that was helpful. Thank you for mentioning that.
So
Hand signals are feeling good. We're looking at each other.
There's the summary of the game so far for
again,
the team
just a
from the
reminder,
US.
let's make sure we're
And pretty good
calling
shooting, yeah, a couple of
the
key
simple
misses though
shots when we can, right? We don't need
on those
to
4th shots, the 4th
recreate
thrower.
a new
They
strategy.
want to tighten
for
up on
anything.
that.
What are the weights looking like for draws right now?
3-0 to what and about?
Yeah.
So maybe a little slower.
Yeah, it's slowed down.
Okay.
The lines are pretty good.
I mean, what is it? 4-1, 3 points. That's not a big gap to close, right? Let's get 2 here, right? We're doing okay on time. A little down.
We're down a little bit, but
Okay.
communication-wise, it's burning a lot.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, like, that end where Matt can hear shit and you have to go down and talk or whatever. It's like,
Yep.
Sorry, I should have
no,
come
no,
down
it's fine.
right away.
That's fine. That's fine. Yeah, it's just loud in here, and it's gonna take up some space, whether we think it or not.
It's a goddamn free-for-all is what it is. It's loud. It's like
It's
a
loud.
free-for-all. No, I'm just saying.
in a good way.
Okay, so making sure we're keeping that connection, right?
We need bodyguards. Sorry to cut you
No,
off.
you're good. We need rocks.
Thanks.
Here's how Norway's game's getting on so far, and yeah, the important differences between Norway and the US. All 4 Norwegians having a very steady game out there, and that reflected in a nice lead at the halfway of 4 points to 1.
Visst er det nesten 2 minutter å stikke ned òg. Jeg kommer dra litt på tida i starten her nå.
Jeg drar inn i huset og sånn. Men du bør ikke bruke krefter på denne, for da er det jo mye. Last time. All right.
Stay. Oh, Jesus. Are you kidding me? All right. Look at it.
All right. I got that.
On y'all. I'll take up.
All right, we'll take the one. That's all right.
Run in here.
Good kick.
Hello.
Still in there. Great shot, Sean.
There's the head-to-head for this game. And yeah, Norway really just that little bit more accurate than the US at the moment. Very steady play from Norway. They will want to continue that in the second half. That's where all the curling has taken place here at Paralympic Winter Games and previously at the Olympic Games. The beautiful Cortina Curling Olympic Stadium, built in the 1950s for the 1956 Olympic Winter Games. We used to do skating at this stadium, but we have well and truly moved in. This is 4-1 to Norway at the halfway turn. It is Ingrid Dubskosh getting us underway in the fifth end. Look at her accuracy today. As we said right at the beginning, achieving accuracy, the same accuracy as foot players, is harder in the wheelchair game. You don't have sweepers helping, all of your power's coming from upper body, and there's no adjustment on your throw either. It's more like more equivalent to a static throw, a standing throw for a foot player.
5-0. Here
we go.
It is objectively more difficult to achieve high level of accuracy, and so congratulations to you, Oyuna Oranshimeg.
Sorry, I set you up wrong in the handle.
Yeah.
Her accuracy stats are outstanding out there.
4-3.
That's great, Oyuna. Thank you.
Nice.
She has done it again.
Perfect zone 3. Great shot.
Good job.
She is really playing her part in setting up her team. Now we shall see the tactics and the shots start to evolve a little bit, where in the second half of the game we play 8 ends. If scores are tied after 8 ends, we will play an extra end. We must have a winner today. The scoring system at Paralympic Winter Games is very straightforward. You get 1 point if you win a game. No points if you lose a game, that's it. You get the same 1 point for a win, whether you throw your last stone in an extra end for victory, or whether you chase your opposition off the ice 10 points to 2. It's very simple. But typically we see the tactics evolve a little bit in the second half. We saw a conservative start in the first end for both teams.
3-5. Stay out, stay out, stay out, stay out, stay out, stay out.
With fewer ends to come now, we're in the fifth end out of 8.
All right.
It is Norway 4-1 ahead, but crucially, it is the US who have last stone here in this fifth end. And again, if I could just have dropped a couple of big sweepers down onto the ice for Iona Oranchimeg, I know we would have managed to sweep her stone tucked in behind that guard, and that's very unlucky for her. She had exactly the right weight, so the stone finds a good position weight-wise, length-wise, but it is in the open. Ooh. But that is a rare miss from Ole Fredrik Sivertsen. And maybe just that's the little bit of good fortune that the US need. A rare miss from Norway.
What about an 11 right here?
Draw the other side.
Okay.
Well, what you don't want to do, US, is leave two yellows right next to each other.
Just a little tap
Come
there.
right here.
I will.
Into it, like
A little tap is fine.
A little
Agreed.
tap is exactly what you want, yeah. Don't leave your two yellows next to each
No,
other.
that's too much room for.
We need a
Maybe
second
just touch
yellow in
less?
here, that's clear.
Little less.
We don't need to
What do you
remove the
think,
red
like
this second.
3-0,
We have plenty
3-5?
of stones left.
3-0. 2-5.
2-5.
5 is okay, yeah.
Difficult to remove that red and make sure your yellows aren't close together. Easier to get a second yellow in is this way. It's just that gentle draw weight. Let's get a second yellow in first. That will put pressure on Norway. Norway will probably be tempted to do something about the yellows
4-1.
coming into play now.
Ready to come on. Go, go, go. All right. 4-1.
Yeah.
So coming up just a little bit short, but same situation as the fourth end when the US were building up points, building up yellows. A little bit short, that's fine. A little bit too long, not fine. Free guard zone is over. Norway are allowed to remove opposition stones from that area. And Norway, with that cushion, they are plus 3 points, 4-1 ahead. Being conservative is exactly the right approach for them.
Ja, jag tänkte på den och sagt right to it, little bump is fine.
Okay.
Here we go.
Same idea for Dan Rose.
That one looks, yeah, a little bit better weight than the last one.
Need to come
Come
over.
back. Come on. Curl. 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 More.
12.
All right.
More.
Curl more.
Sorry.
No, I don't think you need to apologise, Dan Rose. I like that shot. That is now 2 yellows in the front rings. So he doesn't need to remove this red this minute, but he does critically bump that red behind T-line. That's a red that now it's only going to get further away from the centre, and there are 2 dangerous yellows that we can punch closer to the centre. So I like that shot from Dan Rose. The US really battling out there to try to keep yellows in play, try to build some points in the end. A strong start for Norway, though, really dictating tactics for both teams out there. They have really had a cushion since the second end. And another loose shot from Norway. This is your chance, US. Now is the time to build on these mistakes. He does connect with the yellow, but yeah, doesn't remove it from play. Actually, punches it to a slightly better position.
Play the tap.
Tap?
Yep.
Yes.
All right, 13's all you need.
Sean Neal looks like he is just loving every minute of his Paralympic Winter Games.
Look at 3-0.
He said 2-5.
2-5.
That is so much fun for us to see.
Here we go.
So the two players in your picture there, Matthew Toombs and Ayuna Buranchime, both of them veterans from last Paralympic Winter Games in Beijing in 2022.
That's just that straight rock. Sorry.
US team on that occasion finishing 5th, just outside the semi-final positions. They would love to make a semi-final this time, and their chance is still alive and improving with a lovely throw like that from Matthew Toombs.
I was liking the broom.
Okay, cool.
Couple of misses then from Norway on the restart here in the second half. Yellowstone's building and they don't like the look of that. Norway in the nice position of being +3 ahead, so they don't need these they don't need these red stones to hang around, but he does. Yeah, modest little smile there from Geir Arne Skogstad. Oh boy, yeah, that is a crowd pleaser. Now the US need to not let their heads go down. They need to just stick to their task here. Can be really tough when your opposition are playing well and you feel like no matter what we do, they just come along and ruin it. But stone by stone, they've got a couple of mistakes from Norway. They can do it again.
Gotcha, just a touch wide. It's going to pop her out the back, though.
So he does remove that red, but indeed just not quite curling enough. You heard the team asking the stone to keep curling and catch more of the target stone, then it would have hung around a bit. And Norway in a very similar position to what we saw in the fourth end. And just like in the fourth end, even though it is red that is already closest, the red just to the right of Geir Arne Skogstad there. The correct stone here, the correct shot is to remove yellow. No yellows equals no points. So both teams out there, Norway and US, both teams have had representatives at every single wheelchair curling event at Paralympic Winter Games since it was introduced in 2006. And that man in your picture, he is at his 5th Paralympic Winter Games. He didn't attend, or he wasn't playing in 2006, but he has played at every Paralympic Winter Games since, and maybe just that extra experience on this highest stage, maybe just helping the Norwegians a little bit in this game out here.
They know you're going to hit this one. Yes. Yeah, 3-0. Yeah. You got this.
Jostein Stordal and Ole Fredrik Siversen, they were part of the Norwegian team in 2018 in the Pyeongchang Paralympic Winter Games when Norway got silver. And this team, they were the world champions in wheelchair curling in 2024, very recently. So they'll be a little bit disappointed that they've not quite been finding the wins here in Italy. But they can still do a lot of damage.
The weight carries and sits in the back.
So Sean O'Neill He's had a few misses in the first half.
2-7.
Critical that he starts getting his stones into play. That is a very fine effort from the American skipper.
2-7.
Critical that this yellow hangs around. He doesn't really need to remove that red from play. Critical is to get that yellow into play. It did bounce out into the open, so Norway can see it, but that red is very close by if they get the angle wrong.
Ja. Ser bra ut.
Final throw of the fifth end for Norway. And that is a super throw from the Norwegian skipper. I'm slightly surprised at Norway's record. They've only got 2 wins so far in this competition, but they sure have been playing their best stones here against the US. They cannot qualify anymore, Norway, at this Paralympic Winter Games. Their competition will conclude after the round-robin stage, but they can still influence who does get to go to the semi-finals. And they will be determined to have a nice, strong, positive finish. The US, they're on 3 wins. If they win this and the next game, their semi-final hopes still alive.
Curl now, curl now, curl now, curl now. Dive over.
2-8, 2-9.
There you go.
Perfect.
Well, now he says, this looks lovely, this looks lovely. Now that's a perfect shot from the US skip.
There you go.
That will give him a lot of good confidence. Not an easy throw at all there. Throwing against 3 counters, 3 opposition counters. That is always a pressure shot. Well done, Sean O'Neill. An important score of 1 on the board for the US.
Hammer the way I like it.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Steal.
Nothing bigger than a 12%.
After the 5th end then, the US just keeping it together. It is 4-2 to Norway as we go into the 6th.
USA!
Intern Senegal.
If the US fans have anything to do with it, they will cheer their team all the way to the conclusion of this game.
You got this. All right, I got you.
There we go.
You got to shoot.
It is the ever reliable Oyuna Oranjemeg leading us off in the 6th end.
14.
She wants that to stop, though. They want this stone to be protected by free guard zone. Ooh, and that is just a couple of centimetres too long.
Dang it.
Touch heavy. Sorry, you got this.
Oh, frustration from Oyuna Oranjemeg. Perfect line. Again, that stone just right on top of the centre line. But unfortunately, if any part of the stone is touching the rings, that stone is counted as in the rings, and that means it's not protected by free guard zone. Norway can try to remove it.
Ser bra ut. Kommer den.
Kommer nå.
Dreier du. Herlig.
Tage igjen.
Success for Ingrid Djupskosh. She is also having a super game at lead.
Center guard, 5-5.
Yep, 5-5. We got this.
Here we go.
Line look good.
That's more like it. Yuna Ranchimeg
5-7.
is making a small adjustment.
Trust that one.
Her line is perfect again. Got her second throw there at the top of our screen. That stone is protected by a free guard zone. Norway not allowed to remove it. And that is a stone her teammates can use later.
Sorry. My bad.
Bring it in. Ali.
That's nice from Ole Fredrik Sivertsen.
Han ville ikke komme opp her.
3-1.
Two reds in the rings, far away from each other.
Tegn total ekspert.
Difficult to make a double takeout. Thanks to that strong start from Norway at the beginning of this game. We would say they just want to keep the scoreboard ticking over. We're on in 6 out of 8.
Dan, you gotta move.
And from here, if Norway just score even
Dan,
1
you gotta
point
move.
in the 6th end, that would restore the 3-point cushion. That's fine for them. They don't need to take big risks. They don't really need to score 2 points
Were
here.
you narrow?
I don't think so, but
Well, you need more
So
room
if
there.
they're set up nicely
all right. So wait.
like this, they have a very high chance of scoring at least one.
What did he say you were?
I don't think so. I didn't hear it.
And yeah, that guard out front, that is only helping the US.
The first was Salt Lake 2002.
You may have heard me saying before, it is rarely a bad idea when you have last stone to remove that centre guard. It is only helping your opposition.
Ja! Kommer hit!
Ja, greit det.
Angea, kom hit!
Frustration for Ole Fredrik Sivertsen.
Ja,
Unfortunately, that is about as badly wrong as that could stone have possibly gone. He does not fully remove the guards in the centre. He leaves his own stone lying around, and a US stone has spun in behind it. So the curling gods
3-0, Dan.
really giving chances here to the US, and the US needs to capitalise on those. Dan Rose, one of the newcomers in the team, settling into this team very, very well immediately. This needs to stop though.
2-2.
Yeah.
Oh, you will not get many chances like that, US. You need to
Light there would have been
to
fine.
be controlled in those situations.
I tried to say it, but you can't hear me, right?
Bit of a rush of blood to the head, maybe. A stone through the back. That is not putting any pressure on Norway. And Sivertsen now having a chance to, again, remove yellows. And he deeply frustrated with his first throw and absolutely making up for it with his second. Sivertsen removing both yellows in one throw there. Life not getting any easier for the US.
Straighter rock. Let's go. Little less. Thank you.
Here we go.
All right, you got this, man. 3-5. 2-9.
2-9, you should be hanging in there. Sit. Sit. Sit.
Unanchimeg
Totally open.
Back 4.
pleading with the stone
Back 4.
to sit,
Yeah, back four.
and it does. That's better from US. That stone just digging in and finding a nice spot at the back of the forefoot. Partially hidden from Norway. Not hidden enough. But again, US, they just need to keep doing that. They won't get many misses from Norway. They need to trust the process a bit here.
You got this one like 3-5.
They've got that red out front. It doesn't really matter that the guard is red coloured. Important is to get something in behind it.
Come on, get there.
4-8. I mean, another guard isn't terrible.
Rock slow.
Center guard's not terrible.
4-6.
Matthew
mind
Tombs
another
saying
guard.
a centre guard's not terrible, and he's quite right.
Yeah,
As we
one
said,
straight one and one slow one.
a stone that's too high that goes through the back. That stone's gone.
I thought we pair these
Can't
up.
use it again. The guard out front. That's another stone we can use.
Träffen på den siden. Hva slår hun i hvert fall dit?
Da blir den liggende. Må gå her.
Man må treffe den der. Hvis du går helt hen, så treffer du den veien. Men det er ikke noe å si. Da skyter du den ut. Da får du i hvert fall gul ut der.
Jeg hører ingenting.
Nei. Vi går helt hen, så treffer tynn. Så spretter du den bare ut der, så ligger den med en der. Da får han eksenteren. Nei, midt på siden på gulen.
Ja, eller der også.
Ja. Ta gul.
Ja.
Nei, innen. Alt den, for du skyter den rett ned der. Da.
Da skjuter de jo liggende.
Ja, det har ikke å si det.
Both of those stones out front really only helping the US, even the red one. We saw the US trying to get a stone in behind the Norwegian guard.
Skal treffe gul, da, ikke bli rød.
So Norway happy to remove both of those if possible, including their own.
Det er perfekt.
Taget.
We're just removing one of them. There is still a stone out front. Doesn't really matter that it's a Norwegian stone. That's a stone the US need to get a nice yellow safely in behind.
You got this.
Skjøt den.
How did I end up with the 8 rack?
What's that?
How did I end up with the 8 rack?
I have no idea. All right, I got you. Line's good. Got you this outside edge. Girl.
They've had a couple of looks at it already,
3-6.
so they know the line here. They know the path the stone should be going. That is tucking itself in behind.
There you go.
Keep going, keep curling, keep
And
keep
half
curling.
buried. Nice shot.
Give me one.
Most of the stone in behind cover. Will it be enough to get a mistake from Norway?
Där är sen. Kommer den.
Commanding steady presence of Jostein Stordal. Not connecting though with the yellow. Most of that yellow hidden behind cover. And that stone from Stordal not finding his target. It's about the first stone he's missed. Huge chance for the US then to protect that yellow.
4-0.
Close that gap by 1 more point.
John, 4-0.
He says 4-0.
You got this. That's it. A little heavier?
Sean O'Neill's accuracy greatly improved here in the second half of the game. That's what the US need.
Easy.
Just wants us to stop, just find a place to settle. This looks lovely. That is a great throw from the US skipper. It doesn't outcount that red stone, but he doesn't really want it to. As we've seen, stones that are close together, much easier to remove with one throw.
Du kan bare fryse her også.
Jeg ser hele.
Still possible. And that's what Norway calling for, trying to remove both yellows in this one throw, double takeout. And then they would have that red on the right of our screen to score a point. And they can certainly afford to have a go to take this risk because they have a cushion of 2 points, and the US running out of ends a bit to get the gap closed. Just the one though. And the US then finally getting a couple of mistakes from Norway, finally managing to capitalise on those. Norway not making that double takeout. And the good news for US fans, that is a steal of one. Stolen point to the US. And steady, steady, bridging that gap. It is Norway 4, US 3.
All right, we know what they want to do. We know what we want to do. We need to junk it up and get in there. All right. These last 2 ones are good. So let's keep it up.
Yeah.
All right. 2 for 2, 2 for 2. Let's do this. 1, 2, 3. USA.
Don't get on time. Let's just get on top of them.
Yes.
US fans looking pensive, but their support really working. Look at that. It is a stolen point to the US. They are stone by stone bridging this gap. It is Norway 4, US 3 going into the 7th end.
Roll in. Edge of 8.
Whoa, now that's light.
All right, oh, we got time.
Come on, get over.
You're over.
You're good.
Nice and high. There you go.
Hammer then, the last stone, that
7-3.
stays with Norway.
Hog sweats.
The last stone advantage, it doesn't go backwards and forwards or take turns. The last stone advantage goes to the team who did not get points in the previous end.
What? I've done it.
Or the other way to think of it, the team that does get points, they give up last stone advantage. And that's why sometimes you'll find the teams deliberately scoring nothing at all because they don't want to give up that last stone advantage. It was the US who stole a point. They got a point on the board even though they didn't have last stone advantage. So they start us off again. And again, that shot from Oyuna Oranchimeg in that free guard zone. And the stone from Ingrid Dubskosh also in the free guard zone.
Vi skulle lage ha det, ikke sant?
Han visste så.
Yes.
Looks like we have
5-0, you got this.
an aggressive seventh end coming up.
Here we go.
See a little in on that again?
That's fine from Uranchimeg.
A little inside again?
It must have been narrow.
Yeah.
The US just 1 point behind now, but only 2 ends left to play. So you really want to be thinking, what's the tolerance for each shot? Is it better to be a little bit too long or a little bit too short? And definitely at this stage and with this score, the tolerance for the stones from Oyuna Uranchimeg. A double guard, absolutely fine. A guard plus a stone through the back, very much less helpful. That stone of Ingrid Dubskosh sneaking around the guard by nothing at all. And the stage is set for an aggressive seventh end. Two choices here for the US.
Here we go.
Both lead throwers setting up their team very nicely for this seventh end. Two choices for the US. They could concern themselves with Norway stones. They could try to remove Norwegian stones from play. It's Norway who have last stone advantage, remember. Or they can do the more aggressive call, and that is using those guards. Very nicely played by Oyuna Uranchimeg.
All right, little deep.
And try to score points based on that. And we see the more aggressive call from the US, ignoring the red stones, ignoring Norwegian stones. And that is because we are running out of ends here. We're in the seventh end out of 8. Time and end running out for the US to get points back. So that is exactly the right idea. Ignore Norwegian stones. We can't afford to just hit Norwegian stones out of play. We need to get yellow points. And the objectives for the Norwegian team, exactly the reverse. We don't want to see lots of stones in play. Stones out front there in the centre, only helping the US. That is just helping create a nice hidey hole for the US stones to get in behind.
All right, 3-7, 3-8.
Yeah,
We will see
I'll go for like a 14.
a bit of a battle here for the centre line. The US trying to
I think 14's good here.
block
too,
the
Dan.
centre, block that centre
I think
line.
just a little more, please.
Norway trying to keep it clear.
On this side.
Here we go.
Maybe we started with that one. That's good.
That's a little light.
It's going to be guard again.
Come on, chip off that.
Little bump and
Chip
roll.
off that. Chip off.
Yep.
All right. Okay.
Has found a lovely spot. Any stone out front near that centre line is helping the US.
Don't talk to her. I think we're...
And yeah, a little bit of cat and mouse here. I imagine for the next few stones, we will keep seeing this. We will keep seeing the US trying to put stones towards the centre line, and we will keep seeing Norway trying to remove them. Norway, they have last stone in the seventh end. What they don't want to be looking at is a whole bunch of stones blocking their way. What they do want to be looking at is a nice clear path. And that's what's guiding these tactics here. That's what's informing the US decision to play towards the centre, and that's what's informing
You want less ice?
the Norwegian stones to try to clear the path.
Let's rock this straight.
You want a little touch less, or you think that's good?
We're good.
All right. All right, 4-0, Matt. You got this.
Here we go.
Stop 12.
Four two. Come on in. Come on in.
Nice, Matt.
There you go. You're biting.
That is a nice throw indeed from US third thrower
4-2.
4-2.
Matthew
Yeah.
Toombs. It's close to that centre line, blocking access to the centre field in the field of play. Norway want to remove it.
Lite upp, men jag kanske får en vick in på. Det är greit det.
Nice clean throw.
Jeg vet ikke om jeg bare konsekvent er inn.
Good work from the Norwegian third player.
All right, 4-0 would be great.
Here we go.
Just as we said then, the US continuing to attack the centre line.
4-0.
Block access.
Nice shot.
They've really got
Nice
the hang
shot,
of this.
Matt.
Here you go, Matt.
It's a guard.
It's a guard.
Stuff.
Huh?
Good stuff.
Skott stikker av.
Til da!
Det är greit det.
The whole field here is double take out from Norway. You can somehow remove both yellows. That's their situation.
That is the other option.
And that then is a compliment to the US. They've been a good strong placement and they're not setting it up for Norway. Norway have an easy shot to make double take out here.
You're feeling guard. Let's go guard. Maybe give it just that little bit of shoulder.
Yeah, right.
They've been relentless, the US, backing that half.
Keep fields. Do we draw or do we guard again?
There's only one correct shot here, and it is again to remove this yellow. And then whatever the US does with their final throw, Norway will have a makeable shot. They're not going to be facing a whole wall of stones out front.
det bra gala, eller?
Ja. Stor bra bak.
Anybody up there will be good.
Yeah.
Like that. 3-5, 3-3.
You want to get me here, right? Top 4 under the guard.
Yeah, just top 4 under the guard.
Oh.
Couple of options here for the US. They could do the same again. You know the path to mark that yellow. They've played that 4 or 5 times now. The other option is with circle who's left here. They could try and get a second yellow in to play paint over of the 2 reds that are still out front. The whole team asking that stone to just stop, please. Found a good spot, I think. Wait, it was just lucky. You can see it curling, 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 curling. He's just slipped half a stone beyond T-line. There is space for Norway to follow. How much of that stone can Norway see? Very little. That's exactly what the US wanted. They wanted that stone to curl right in behind those reds.
Du går på den?
Ja.
Bare 11 fart eller 12 fart?
Ja, det var det lille.
Ser du noe av den da?
Ja.
And a much more confident performance in the second half of the game from the US. Norway were really bossing the game. The US have really tightened their shots and started to put some pressure back on Norway. Great final throw from the US then. To pressure on the last shot of the 7th end. Oh, but no trouble. For Norway. Oh, though. Well. Scrolling a couple centimetres too far, though. The Norwegian stone. Just remove one US counter, but just rolling a little bit too far. And happy news for US fans. Of course, they've got their stocks off and they have finally leveled the score. That is another steal of 1 point. And going to the 8th end, scores are tied. 4 each.
USA. Är det bra? Ja. Det är bra att man tar god igen.
US fans jubilant. Superb fight back from the US in the second half. It is 4 each as the 8th end begins. Critical goal for going into the 8th end.
Exciting games. Oh, you weren't in Switzerland.
I can confirm that very unlikely we will see an extra end from here. Course already started.
Yes.
Perfect start for the US from Milano Cortina. Now, why is that? Well, let's take to the conclusion of this 8th and almost certainly final end. Norway will have final say in this game. They have the last shot. Pure Jostein Stordal. What do you want to be looking at with your final throw of this game? And just a trick question. What you want to be looking at is nothing at all. Thank you.
Raise this way.
The easy stone for Jostein Stordal. A completely open field of play. And as we would see in Scotland, just has to find pace. Therefore, if you are the US, what is your path to winning this game? Well, it's the reverse. The last thing you want is a nice clear field of play for Norway. And that's why it's absolutely critical that Arjuna Oranchevik make sure her stones are protected by that 3-mark stone. The US has to win from here. They would need a stone near the centre that's much cover out front as they can manage.
3-7.
Yeah.
Yes. Great.
Two entirely
Nice job.
different and simultaneously identical objectives. Both teams need 1 point. But to get 1 point looks rather different. Good. Touch. She could hardly have set up her team any better. Norway already now have shots in the centre.
Maybe a little tap
Oh, come around.
on ours or come around.
Come around.
Try coming around.
I don't hate coming around, but we only got 1 guard.
Come around.
You want another guard? I do.
All right, let's do it. 16.
See why they say this, Norway. A double
You
guard
got it.
far easier.
Yeah.
Sorry, far more difficult to get rid of for Norway. Getting rid of 1 guard was easy. Getting rid of both guards at the same time,
Yeah, Dan.
rather a different prospect. But the reason I'm not sure about this goal is because Norway are currently lying 2 points. US trying to set up the protection, set up the blockage first, then wrap a stone in behind everything. But if they want to get their single point here at the US, at some point you have to do something about those 2 reds. And the risk is,
Time out.
yeah, I think now is a sensible time for the time out. Yeah. Actually, the only thought for Norway are to remove guards. Let's speak Norwegian and we'll listen to what the coach says. The coach on its way. But really, yeah, the only choice here is to try to keep a clear for Norway.
Det kom ikke så galt, Anders. Han var vel
Hvis du skal øve deg, så blir det på
5
Ja, ligger borti det. Kjemperisk. Hvis du hamnar ut, hvis du träffar den på kanten och rullar ut lite grann, så lägger du den för dubben. Ja, men då drar ni låsen som vi hade i start.
anything other than removing those guards. At least one of them is really just helping the US at this point. You may be saying to yourself at home that those guards are quite helpful for Norway. They're guarding those two reds as well. Yes, they are. But the issue is, if the US can wrap a stone around the back of everything, then all of a sudden, after the centre is blocked for Norway as well. I'm not convinced by this stone at all. Well, I don't mind that. I was in favour of
roll some stuff.
clearing the centre anyway.
Pop in here.
Oh, you want to hit this one, not this. Okay.
Oh, yeah. We can't see that one anymore. We got to have rods in play, so even the nose is fine.
I agree, but ideally right here.
Correct.
All right. What's the broom? Talk to me. You like this?
No, I like a little more. Yeah, maybe.
Oh, you like this broom?
I think maybe just a touch more. 11.
Oh, that's
Milano, we're trying to hit right here.
okay. That's probably good, yeah. That's good. 11. Throw 11.
Here we go.
Yeah.
Stay out. Stay out. Stay out. Stay out. Stay out.
US, as we said,
Stay out.
they need to keep stones in play, but that just helps Norway. I think Norway are not making such decisions. The US have helped them out a little bit here.
I think.
After two loose shots, one from each team actually. Because Norway, they had the chance to remove that yellow and surely get 1 foot towards the finish line here. Tough to see how the US can get 1 point from here. No more guards out front. Very, very difficult. Steal a point, get a point without last one if you don't have
Here. Well, I guess it doesn't
someone
matter.
out front.
Straight rock.
Are we going for it? Just freeze on it?
Yeah. Should have gave you more room.
It's right. 5?
We tried to ask you, but you guys couldn't hear us.
Well, we thought it was going to be all right.
Halfway through though,
Okay.
this end.
I mean, kind of all agreed on that.
Actually,
But
halfway
it's too
through.
much 11.
Yeah.
US still has 4 stones to play.
All right, 3-5.
They need to be
3-5.
thinking to the conclusion of the set though. They have 4 stones left. How are they going to engineer a situation that by the end of those 4 stones they have at least 1 yellow lying in scoring position and hopefully a bit of protection around it.
Stay out.
3-7.
3-4. Turn them all off that.
3-4.
So that's fine from the US. Important is that they need to keep stones in play. They need to make it difficult for Norway to remove those stones, and that yellow is very difficult to remove
Kan jeg ikke dra en til oppå der?
because it has a bunch of reds behind it.
Inn på
would be hitting it anyway. I would sacrifice one of my own meds just to make sure that yellow was gone. I'm a hilariously conservative player. My teammates at the club say that a typical Lorna game, the scoreboard looks like a binary code, just a whole bunch of ones and zeros. This is certainly one way of Norway to get 1 point in this game. This is the higher risk though. Don't even play. Could come back to beat them. So on its own, a fine shot from Norway. US though, they have 3 stones to try to make this count. They are now going to call their timeout.
He knows this with a 10. Yep. Double.
I'd rather hit it with a 9 and right on the nose. It'll say, okay. Yeah.
You guys want to use the...
We're sitting there, right on the nose.
Yep.
I like nose and then we sit there.
That's what I like.
Yeah.
Do we like it enough that we don't want a timeout here? I think it's the shot.
Yeah.
Because what do they do? They're going to be a little scared to hit.
All right, crotch these.
No, we don't care about this one anymore.
Yeah. I think we doubled that off. We got our sit here.
I'm a little worried about my next time being more complicated.
Yeah.
9?
Yeah.
That's good.
Not in critical time, it was the team meeting there. Making sure all 4 players are aligned. Let's make sure we make good decisions here. Every decision critical. Very important here is Sean O'Neill saying something like, one of the ideas he said, I'm just worried that would make my shot more difficult later, and that is exactly what the US and Norway need to think about. 6 stones come 3 each.
9.
And you don't need to be in winning position at the end of every stone. You need to be in winning position by the time you have finished throwing stones.
Wobble. Stay out there. Stay out there. Stay out this one, boys. Hey, 10-1 on it. Alright. I think it lines them up.
That's fine for the US. That's another yellow. In front there, that's a dangerous yellow. Yellow this again. Difficult for Norway to remove. And nevertheless, I still think Norway's easiest option here is to just keep removing stones. You don't need all these stones to play. This is a higher risk approach that Norway are taking here. Easily done when you have good stones already in play. Temptation is very much to do this as it is to guard that set up. But you can see the risk if yellow can find a way to the centre. And Norway are going to be looking at a wall of stones. And now the US are using their timeout. The coach on his way, or will be Claire Moore, the team coach, the national coach and the team coach.
Does it do anything to slam that top
Is
yellow?
Claire Moore the team coach on her way? It's listening.
Let's walk up, shall we?
Okay,
Back up, Dan.
Maybe not. Yeah.
we're thinking you probably. I mean, we need to move things, right?
Yeah.
We're thinking slam this yellow.
Right off the nose to the left to your side.
Yes.
Yep.
Slam it. See what we can get. We always have. It's tough, but we have this in our
team there, Coach Claire Moore, to give some advice. You heard the team talking all the way to the conclusion of the end, not only the stone, but the next stone coming after that. They trying to set themselves up such that Norway not able to remove their counter. They have no work to do yet to approach the stones coming here. At some point, the US has to do something about these reds. Here it comes. Well, it's opened up a path. Always more difficult for the team without Gladstone to score anyway. That's why Gladstone is such a big advantage. Again. They're committed to this now. They can't really switch tactics from here. They are committed to the aggressive approach. Trying to make it too difficult for the US to outscore them. All the pressure on this final throw from the US coming up. They do have options, but they don't have his time. They need to make a decision and get on with this.
What do you think? You got the better line.
30 seconds.
I thought you got it really tight.
I agree.
Move over that way.
Alright.
Yep, this is pretty steep. Otherwise, you got this in off right here. We don't got much time to think about it.
Let's shoot the draw.
All right,
Draw,
draw.
yeah.
10 seconds.
Draw.
3-3.
Needs to release this stone.
6 seconds. 5 seconds. Yeah.
3-3.
With less than 1 second to spare, that is
No.
the closest we've seen that. And, well, that is a hard lesson to learn.
Did it go to zeros? Okay.
Carry. Sweep.
Right anyway.
That's a hard lesson for the US to learn. They didn't give themselves enough time there. Relevant whether they ran out of time or not, but they pushed themselves. They didn't need to. They wasted too much time earlier on. And it was Norway who win in the 8th end. Yeah, that scored 3. Not by telling us how close it was. Out the last throw. But it will be Norway who pick up a win.
Played really well. I gotta say that was close. That was good.
So the final score then, it was Norway who triumphed. They get third win over the US, and they won 7-4.
Yeah, right. Why would we do them to zeros? Listen, few mistakes, got cautious, but yeah. I don't know what else to say. that last end is more important.
Here is the overall accuracy from Norway. Some very good statistics there. Remember those percentages. Really based on foot player achieving good accuracy in wheelchair curling. A bit more difficult. So they work from Norway. There are the percentages for the US.
There you go.
Yeah, just not quite as accurate with their back end, third and fourth floors, costing them a little bit the US. But their relief from Norway in control. The beginning, super fight back from the US, but it is Norway triumph. There is the overview of the game. Yeah, just that little bit more accuracy over there in all parts of the game from Norway. But they will be breathing a sigh of relief. The US chased them all the way to the finish line. But both teams, their competition will conclude at the end of the round robin. Both of them on 3 wins. They will not be able to get to semi-finals anymore. An exciting conclusion to our featured game, and how did that affect the overall standing? As we said, Norway, they moved to 3 wins, but there are 2 or 3 teams ahead of them now. Both of those teams, their competition will conclude after the next and final round